Every action has a reaction. Now, Niger, on its turn, has restated the ban of flights to and from Nigeria. But in this decision, Niger has shown that it's the big boy, a mature decision. Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent, and particularly, we are bringing you updates on daily basis from the Sahel states. Okay, so now let's dive into it. Recently, we have come here and we broke the news that, despite the warning of the aviation industry stakeholders in Nigeria, following the exit of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger from ECOWAS, that if they ban their airspace, then it will be a huge loss for the aviation industry in general. Now, they have released these aviation industry stakeholders following immediately after their exit, predicting how it will affect. Now, Nigeria, led by Bola Tinubu, has mobilized and has convened an urgent meeting with ECOWAS leaders, minus the 3-1. So, and then they have released this statement. It's pretty much driven by Nigeria, saying that Nigeria, not other countries, okay, imagine Nigeria, and they are telling us it's a resolution that is from ECOWAS. But this resolution was banning or reiterating or renewing the suspension of flights to and from Niger, okay, that are passing over Nigeria's airspace. Who is going to be these aviation industry stakeholders have clearly calculated and have enlisted who will be the big loser if this Sahel states ban their airspace. And before they even do it, before even the Sahel states do it, Nigeria came and under the cover of ECOWAS, and they told us they have banned or renewed the suspension of airspace to and from Niger over Nigeria's airspace. Okay? Now, to go back to history, how this started actually is that, when the revolution happened in Niger, and they call it a coup, Nigeria and the Western nations, and they say they have the first thing that ECOWAS has put is that to ban Niger by land, by sea, and by air. Okay, to alienate Niger totally. That's what they did. Now, this is why Nigeria now is coming and telling us we have renewed the suspension. Okay, every action has a reaction. And now, guess what? Niger has also restated the banning of flights from Nigeria over its airspace. But there is a but. Okay, Niger has shown that it's a big boy. It has matured. It's a Pan-African decision. They have made an exception. Unlike Nigeria and also ECOWAS, they said that this decision or this banning or restating of banning flights to and from Nigeria over the airspace of Niger does not include commercial flights. But of course, they cannot land in Niger. Okay, but Nigeria's one include also commercial flights. You see, this is what we are talking about. We cannot punish people for what, the presidents or the problems with the political party leaders or whatever. For that matter, actually, to speak the truth, ECOWAS has no mandate to fix the governance, the democracy, or what kind of leadership should it be in these Sahel states. It has no mandate at all. First, they have to point on their own who is Bola Tinubu. Don't we all know how he came to power? Who is the leader of Benin or Senegal or Togo? All of them are the third termers, as we call them in Africa, third termers, by making a coup against their constitution. That's how they stay in power. Okay, that's how they stay in power. by making a coup against their constitution. Now, after all, if the people of Niger, the people of Mali, and the people of Burkina Faso, if these are the leaders of what they want, then why should they come and tell them, try to fix in the name of restoring democracy, the so-called democratically elected government? That's why you are fighting these people. That's why you made by your imposition, by your imposing the sanction, that you have made more than 120,000 people to die, including women and children in it, because you deny them basic needs. Okay, now it goes on and on and on, and for that matter, the big superpower leaders like China and Russia, they are neighbors, but do they really stick their nose in the governance and leadership of each other's? No, but still they are civilized people. They are prospering, they are growing, and they have platforms. They come and unite and advance their interests together. Why not ECOWAS cannot do this? European Union will not do this, but you are following those leaders. France will not do that. The US will not do it. But you're foolish. That's what you are, that's what you are manifesting. And it's a shame for Bola Tinubu now. You come and beg those Sahel leaders to come, not to leave the Sahel states, the ECOWAS, after you have done everything. You facilitated, you paved the way, you pushed them away, and now you want them to come back. You are begging them. Now let's dive into this, and let me just show you what is the difference between how Nigeria renewed the suspension of flights over its airspace to and from Niger and what Niger did. There's a big difference. You can see Niger is the big boy here. Okay, and it's just months from July until now. You count it, about 7 months in leadership. But it has shown you what kind of leadership it is for the African people, for its nation, and for its neighbors. Okay, now it reads like this. The military government in Niger Republic has reiterated its ban on flights from Nigeria, insisting that flights emanating from Nigeria would not be allowed to land in Niger. Okay. It, however, stated that the restriction does not affect commercial flights that fly over Nigerian airspace without landing there. It's allowing, it's saving your economy by doing this. Otherwise, you should have, any commercial flight that emanates from Nigeria or that's coming to Nigeria has to reroute to the very west and make your life hell, increase prices, increase, more fuel. That means more price, more price. And for the passengers, that means more time staying on the air, making it crazy here. And those aviation industries closing and leaving Nigeria. That's what it means. It's messed up already, the aviation industry in Nigeria. Don't we know that? But Niger did not do that, okay? It, however, stated that the restriction does not affect commercial flights that fly over Nigerian airspace without landing there. Now, it continues. This was contained a notice to Airmen Notam issued by the country's airspace management authority on February 6, 2024. Now, Nigeria had earlier, you see, that's why I say every action has a reaction. Nigeria had earlier issued a statement reinstating its earlier ban on flights to and from Niger in and no time, stating that the action was taken as part of the ECOWAS resolution. But this was all Nigeria's interest, Bola Tinubu's interest, behind of him with Macron's interest, behind of him with European Union interest, behind of him with the US interests. Because you think that you're doing, you are making the Nigerian people, their life as hell. You want to imprison them. And yet you talk about Israel's imprisoning Palestine and this and that. Isn't it what you are doing the same thing? Hypocrisy at its best, we call it. Now, in the notam issued Niger Republic, the Airspace Authority stated that the country's airspace, in quotation, is open to all national and international commercial flights from ground to unlimited, except for Nigerian flights to or from Nigeria. It continues, the statement from Niger again. This restriction does not affect commercial flights that fly over Nigerian airspace without landing there. Do not land in Niger, but we have no problem. That's what Niger is saying. We are not here to make your life here. We are not here to make your aviation industry to lose and affect the Nigerian economy. That's what it translates to, if we need to interpret these statements. Because you, Bola Tinubu, do not seem to understand. It continues now. However, it is recalled that ADBB, Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast, or radar transponders for surveillance and communication, must remain on for any flight taking place in the Niger Republic airspace. Yes. They have done already too much. So this has to be on so that they can investigate and know what is going on, what is flying over their state. After all, this is a country that led the bloc of ECOWAS to intervene in Niger. So it has full rights to require this surveillance and communication to be on. It's a well-deserved statement, a well-deserved question, and asking for their rights. Now, Niger continues again. On the other hand, the Niger Republic airspace still remains closed for all military, operational, and other special flights. These military or special flights are only permitted subject to prior authorization from the competent authorities. This circular, which only concerns Niger and Nigeria, does not repeal no notam in force, the circular stated. Okay? Now, let's compare what Nigeria did just 3 days ago before Niger released this statement. It issued a notam reiterating the ban of flights from Niger or to Niger, saying that the decision was part of ECOWAS resolution against Niger Republic. Bola Tinubu is really riding on the back of ECOWAS as he wants. Now it continues, Nigeria's statement. According to the Nigerian Airspace Management, NAMA, the restriction included the directive that no commercial flight from Niger should overfly Nigerian airspace and no flight from any Nigerian state should overfly Niger's airspace. And this includes commercial flights. Look, the letter stated in quotation, let me read it out loud to you. In accordance with ECOWAS resolutions, all commercial flights from Niger to Nigeria or from Nigeria to Niger or from Niger overflying Nigeria or any state overflying Nigeria to Niger are suspended. Not only to Nigerian flights or airlines, but also any other airline that is coming to Niger. Commercial air flights are suspended, unlike Niger's statement. This is where the difference lies between the two. You are locking these people. You are putting them in prison. You are trying to make their life hell. Just to circulate between Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. You don't want them to move anywhere. You are imprisoning these people. But I'm sure you, Bola Tinubu, as you are riding on the back of ECOWAS, sooner, the leaders of ECOWAS will realize what you're doing, and they will start slowly creating their bilateral relationship with Niger and Burkina Faso and Mali as well. Most of them are, it's open, their economy, their trade transaction, unlike you. By the way, did I tell you that Nigeria was the major power supplier to Niger? And it has put the whole Nigerians, it was 80% of the power comes from Nigeria, has decided, Nigeria under Bola Tinubu has decided to put the whole Nigerian people in dark by cutting the power supply. But Ghana, who is also part of ECOWAS, was supplying electricity to Burkina Faso, but it did not cut power because they have military leaders. They still supply electricity to Burkina Faso. And just like Ghana and other, Benin and Togo soon will start their bilateral relation with Niger and open up their land, their airspace, their sea, and continue business as usual as neighboring two brothers nation. And you, in turn, you Bola Tinubu, will be alienated out of ECOWAS. This is this is what you are trying to do now. You are pushing it to the limit, really. Anyway, fam, just let us know in the comment section what do you think of, Niger's really a big boy action. Every action has a reaction. It's good that they have reacted to what when Nigeria suspended it, then they also suspended, but they made an exception for commercial flights. They are not here to make hell the lives of the business people and those passengers, by making them reroute and adding 2-3 hours on their flights. And those aviation industry stakeholders in Nigeria should thank, really, they should thank the government of Niger. They should thank them. Because this is done really for them, from my analysis. Thank you, really. Thank you again for tuning in. All of you, thank you for your comments, for your questions, inputs, everything. I don't take it for granted, really. Each and every one of you, thank you again. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give it a like if you like what we bring you here, and share the video with others. That will help us, that will help our YouTube algorithm. Share your view. What do you think of this action by Niger? Do you think Niger also should have banned commercial flights? I don't think so. They have done a great job. But let us know in the comment section, what do you think of it? That was it for me for now, but I will see you on the next one. It's a ciao ciao for me. Bye bye until the next one.